Hariam everyone, welcome to this class on Purusha Sukta. So we'll start with the chanting first. We are into the 25th class now. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvisavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganpatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamasravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shinvanutibi Siddh Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganpataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varde Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Eva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sutta. Fifth, fifth and sixth parts. Tasma dashva ajayanta ye kecho bhayadatah gavoh jagnire tasmat jata ajavayah yat purusham vyadadhu katidha vyakalpayan mukham kimasya kabahu kavurupada uchchete ब्राह्मणोऽस्य मुखमासीत् बाहुराजन्यकृतः ऊरु तदस्य यद्वैश्यः पद्भ्यागं शूद्रो अजायत चन्द्रमा मनसो जातः चक्षुः सूर्यो अजायत मुखादिन्द्रश्चाग्निश्च प्राणाद्वायुरजायत नाभ्या आसीदन्तरिक्षम् शीर्ष्णोऽध्यो समवर्तत पद्भ्यां भूमिर्दिशश्रोत्रात् तथा लोकागमकल्पयन्. Chant this also. Vedahametam purusham mahantam adityavarnam tamasastu pare sarvani rupani vichitya dhirah namani kritva bhivadan yadaste धाता पुरस्ताद्यम मुदा जहार शक्र प्रविद्वान पदिशतस्रः तमेव विद्वान अमृत इह भवति नान्यः पंथा अयनाय विद्यते यज्ञेन यज्ञं मयजन्त देवाः तानि धर्माणि प्रथमान्यासन् तेहनाकं महिमानः सचन्ते यत्र पूर्वे साध्या सन्ति देवाः. So we have looked so far at Tasma, Ashva, Ajayanta, all the animals that are born in sequence. Ashva, the horn, signifying power, and also the animals that move from one place to another. Then Ubhayadataha, the ones that maintain the balance of nature, the carnivorous animals, and then Gavaha Jagnire, the main domestic animal that we have, Gavaha, and then Tasma Jata Ajavaya, and then the goats and all, the ones that give milk as well as the skin is used for clothes. So yeah, now this Yat Purusham Vyadadu. Now this Purushaha, his sacrifice is being explained here. How it will be done? Katidha Vyakalpayan. Let us imagine. Can we think how to go about this Purushaha offering himself into the Yagya Agni? Mukham Kimasya Bahu. How each one by one, all the parts will be offered to the Sagni. Mukham Kimasya Ka, how the mouth, the arms, Ka Uru Pada Uchchete. So we can understand here clearly how all of this is symbolic. No one is going to cut off his hands and offer them into the fire. So Brahmanosya Mukhamasit, all this will represent the different intellectual and physical levels of the human being. Brahman representing the mind at the highest, the Rajanya Krita, the Kshatriya representing the Bal, the Shakti, and then Yad Vaisya representing the material prosperity, and Shudra representing the working power. So all of these are then needed to be synchronized so that we can move into the uh, sacrifice of this Purusha, the Purusha sacrificing himself to this sacrificial Yagya Agni, so that when this Agni is there within us, burning within us. We saw yesterday in this Kathopanishad also that this Agni is meant to be ignited within us as the Jnana Agni, right? So now this Agni is to be used to know about Paramatma, to know our oneness with Paramatma, right? So our parampara allows everyone to enjoy this freedom. हाँ, सबको ये हक है. It's not distributed to any person. It is available to all the varnas. This knowledge that will lead to liberation. We have countless stories scattered within the Mahabharata and Puranas, where even the lowly people, someone who's a butcher also, is shown to have reached moksha. And even in the case of some animals who just took a temporary birth, like Gajendra Moksha. Also, the elephant also attained moksha. So in this way, this parampara of ours allows us to attain this freedom, right? Wherever we are born. So the birth is only to fulfill some duties of ours. Whatever duties that the society will need from us. No, because we cannot keep taking from dharma. Hmm. We dharma is always giving us. Dharma will give us the highest moksha also. When we lead this path of dharma, when we go along this path of dharma without doing anything wrong for our either kama or artha. So our artha, our wealth should also be generated in a dharmic means, and our kama, our enjoyment should also be dharmic. So once all are dharmic, then we also have a duty to give something to this dharma, to give something to this dharma. What does dharma do? Dharma is holding together the universe, right? The dharma is holding together all the beings, all the functions of nature, everything dharma is holding. Once dharma breaks, there will be all disturbance, right? So for us to give back, we have to uh, allow our duties to the not just to our own family but to nature also to be fulfilled. We have to keep giving, keep doing for the devtas. So wherever we are born, whichever varna we are born into, we have to do this. So how to catch Paramatma? How to catch this Paramatma? The simplest method given by Purusha Sukta here is that first we have to let that Akasha into ourselves, Paramatma as the space. As we just breathe with our pranayama, we absorb Paramatma into ourselves, so that whenever we are letting Paramatma into ourselves, that means we are emptying our ego. So then only we can let him enter. So we have to empty ourselves. So just like now, if you try to catch the space in the hand, so when you close your fist, there is some akasha inside. Right. So, but the tighter you start closing, the akasha will be lesser. And fully closed means none remains. अंदर आकाश है. Right. So, जितना आपकी अहंकार बंद है, how much your ego is closed around your mind, then the Paramatma will be lesser inside you. So therefore, what is the secret? You open it. If you open it, then all around Akasha, you are within that. Your fist is within the Akasha. So in a way, the whole Akasha is with you. Therefore, you have to let go. You have to empty it. Like if you have a suitcase full of clothes and you need space. So you are traveling, you need some space. Some essentials got left out. I was packing some stuff and something still needs to. So how do you create the space? You have to take out some of the clothes. Some non-essential things you have to take out. And then again, when you travel, you come back and it's the suitcase is empty. Then You will find that the when you empty it after your full travels, the whole suitcase becomes empty, right? So once we have completed the travel of this universe of the world, सारे travels हमने पूरे कर लिए, we have seen all that there is to see and emptied all our desires. After completing that, then only Ishvara can come inside us, and Ishvara can enter us. So to reach or to catch God, we must empty the world of all names and forms. All the names and forms you empty mentally, or you can say conceptually, right? All the names, forms, guna, all of them. So until only that one final tattva remains, Ishvara tattva. And then you offer yourself to this yajna totally. So now how does one do that? So tam yajna barhishi prakshana. So to that yajna, Yagya Agni, Bharhishi, Bharhi represents that Agni. You offer. Prokshan means to kill. You kill yourself. You have to kill yourself. So if you yourself are the Pashu, then how do you kill yourself? You separate the head from the body. You separate the head from the body. So what you think as Purushaha, we saw earlier also, it is a mixture of two, Jada and Cheta. Purush is first the body of the universe is created, then Purusha enters himself as the Chetana, as the consciousness, right? So mixture of two Jad and Chetan. So one is Atma, another is Anatma. Or you can say one is Vritti, thought, other is Chidabhas, the reflected consciousness. So what is offered first? Purusham Jatam Agrataha. First the body came as Virat, and so the body is offered. And सबसे पहले तो विराट आया, ततो विराट अजाया, तो we start in saw in the beginning. So if Virat is coming first, then that Virat has to be offered first. The body has to be offered first. We have to give up our body identification, right? That I am the body. That identification has to go. So basically, what you're doing, you're separating the sentient from the inert, the Chetan or Achetan. So that is the offering by killing or cutting. The Pashu or the Purusha is offered by separating my Chaitanya Rupam, my conscious essence from the Jada Sharir. Sharir, and not just Sharir. Sharir means Mana Buddhi also. So we have to give up all our subtle body also, as well as gross and causal body. So we have to give up our joys and comforts also, all our sukham. So because if we don't give up sukham, we cannot become yajna pashu. So he who holds on to sukha means the worldly joys, the worldly joys. So one who holds on to the worldly joys, then you are holding on to जीव भाव itself. अगर आप सुख को ही पकड़ के रहना चाहते हो, then you don't deserve to reach for Paramatma, right? So one who holds on to sukha holds on to this Jiva Bhava. So this turning of ourselves away from the worldly pleasures is the Yagyopavit. When they do the Yagyopavit or the Gayatri Diksha, or in the case of women, marriage. Vivaha. For women, the Smriti says Vivaha is also Yagyopavit. Because the purpose of marriage is what? Husband and wife will together walk on the path of Dharma or on the path of Paramatma Prapti. Both of them together have to reach the path of Paramatma Prapti. So once the man or the male is doing that Yagyopavit, sometimes, earlier they used to do it just after the study is completed. Now, when they come back from the study, then the Upanayan used to be done. Some used to do it as early as even 11 years old. But nowadays, a lot of people, they do it at the time of marriage, for the man also. And for the women, it is understood automatically. So that Yagyopavit is what? It means giving up. It means turning myself away from the world and towards the Guru. To walk only towards the Guru. And therefore, walking towards who is the Guru leading to Paramatma. So ultimately walking the path of Paramatma, right? And when the wife ties herself to the husband, she also agrees to walk on this path of Dharma and towards Paramatma, right? That is how the common goal is then set for both of them. So that is why marriage is not for bhoga. It is meant for sacrifice every moment, every day. And remember, if you don't do this sacrifice, every moment, anytime, the nature will test you, both husband and wife. And the moment, the people start having demands and you crack under the pressure, that pressure will keep on coming. So the more you sacrifice, the more such couples are happy. And the more they give up, more they are respected also. Hmm. But those who think that okay, everything I smile, I want to live it my way, they slowly separate from the kutum. Then they have to live their own life. That is their choice. But there is always a positives. There are negatives of everything. The positive of this spiritual life in the family is that spirit of sacrifice and surrender, which allows us to limit our desires. It is very, very essential that we learn to limit our desires and give to society. So marriage is the form of letting go of our desires and giving more back to first it starts with children and then to society as general, and both the husband and the wife are involved in this sacrifice. So it used to be so much that the husband and wife from the beginning itself, they used to be have everything, their minds would be connected. Everything that they wanted to do, it would happen together. So therefore this feeling of giving, walking this path of Paramatma, it was always followed by both of them. So there is a story in a Skanda Purana. It's about a couple who are living in the jungle, the Shabar clan. Yeah, so once there lived this couple in the jungle. So this Shabar clan is the one you have heard about Shavari in the Ramayana also. So those who live in the villages, and there the main occupation is hunting. The male people do hunting, and the women they gather fruits. So that is how they manage. And so this from this Shabar clan, this man was named as Chand. So Chand one day he saw an old dilapidated temple in the jungle while he was out hunting. It was full of there were creepers, vines, all, no? And they were all hanging around that. So he started cleaning it with his wife. And he called her and said, "Look, I found this temple. Let's see what we find inside, because it looks neglected. I don't think anyone is using it now." So inside they found a very old Shivalinga. ढूंढते साफ सफाई की, they did cleaning, and they found this Shivalinga. So now they were thinking that some time ago it must have been some worship was going on. That is why it is here only. So earlier, so they thought that the tradition must be continued, right? So, but now he is living in the jungle. So he couldn't find anyone. He couldn't find a priest to come and live in the jungle and do the worship. It's not easy to find priests everywhere. These days, priests are decreasing anyway because there are so many restrictions for them, so many, and yet they don't get enough remuneration. So this Shabar, Chand, he decided to visit the Pujari in the city. His wife is also mentioned by name as Chandapatni in that story. Chandapatni. So he decided to visit this Pujari in the city and do the puja. For this, the puja request him to do the puja. So now the pujari was very old pujari. He was already doing puja in his own temple. So he said, "Look, I cannot come to do this puja and all that." And but then he said, "Then you do one thing," because his wife had instructed him earlier, that if he doesn't come, because it's very much possible that he will not come, then you request him to teach you how to do the puja. इतना जरूर उससे कर लेना. You ask him to teach you. So now Pujari refused. Because he said that you have not done the required sadhana and preparation to learn the Veda mantras. And also for Shiv Puja, you have to learn the Rudra part, Rudram. So it is not possible to teach unless you have done this full sadhana, done undergone the Diksha training. So this is something that I can't teach you in 1 day, 2 day, or even a year or so. So he said, I will stay as much possible. So the Pujari said, no, it will take too much time. Uh, it is not possible. And of course, if you really want to do this, then you have to do this Diksha under someone else. I am a Pandit. I do the puja, but I am not a teacher. So you have to go to other enroll. Now, this guy, he was already pretty old, no? Old in the sense, not of the brahmachari age. Was married already. So he was not of the age to go to a school and learn it. So he regretted that, a lot of people, in those days, most of the people would go for the Gurukul education. Only those who didn't have interest, they didn't go. It's not that it was banned for anyone. So therefore, a lot of people living in remote areas or someone who didn't want to travel so far, So he was very sad that he had not done any education, and now how do I? Because he wanted to do puja of this shivling. He thought that the Lord has shown it to me, so there must be something behind it. ना कोई वजह होगी जो मुझे दिखाया भगवान ने, right? So he thought that now what do I do? So he returned to the jungle with a very heavy heart, and he started keeping the temple clean every day. साफ सफाई कर देनी है, so झाड़ू मार देना. So he was just keeping it ready. So maybe he thought one day, someday in the future. So one day, the king of that kingdom, he came hunting into the jungle. Hmm. So while he was hunting, he saw a few animals and running around. He came to the area which was close to where this Shabar was staying, and there some lions were there in the jungle. So first he king attacked the lion, but then the lion came back and started attacking him. There were four lions over there. So the Shabar saw him and he came to his aid. And he started shooting arrows. And finally, he was able to scare the lions away. And they all ran away. So he saved the king. And when the lions ran away, then the king was very, very happy. His life was saved because they might have killed him. So the king asked him to ask for a boon. No. So so now this Chanda said, Look, thing is, my I don't want some wealth or some prestige or something like that. So he said, I want to do the puja in this temple. Huh. So I want you to make the pujari come here. You can order him, to come here and do puja in this temple, or ask him to teach me. So the king said, Look, even though I am a Kshatriya, even though I am the king, I cannot force a Brahmin. ब्राह्मण सबसे ऊपर है और ब्राह्मण इज पूजनीय. Brahmin is someone I cannot command. I take guidance from the Brahman. I cannot force him. And that also, I think you must have gone to him. So he understood the thing, no, that he had gone and refused. So he said, I cannot come, make him come, but I can do one thing. I will teach you to do a simple puja because my guru taught me to do the puja at home. So at least without the mantras, you can do the simple puja. I will teach you to do because with this Shiv puja, what is the main thing? You have to worship with the flowers, the red flower, this hibiscus flowers, and then you need a lamp. You need to light a lamp, and then you have a bhasma of shamsha. That is very necessary. So and some simple chants or some simple bhajan he taught him. So the Shabar was very, very happy. And he started doing it regularly. The puja started with him and his wife, and lots of love, and they would do it every day and never forgetting it first. So in this way, one yuga passed. So one yuga is clarified in that story as 12 years. A lot of people say, no, yuga is so many years only. So it depends. No, so in sadhana terms or in normal life of a householder, you have four ashramas. Each ashrama is divided into two yugas. So 12 and a half years, right? So one day, after so many time passed, they were doing regularly puja, and they could feel the presence of the Lord in the temple also. They were very energized whenever they would go there, and they could feel that help, affecting them and giving them good vibes all the day. So one day, it happened that there was some rain. Oh, and rain came. And the rain started for 5 days continuously at rain. So at the end of the day, what happened was this Chand, he used to go to the Shamshan Ghat, and he used to get the bhasma from there. Whenever the bodies would be cremated, he would go and get the bhasma. So now all the ash and all the ash that was there was washed away. And because of the rain, heavy rain, no one came to cremate also. So there was no ash to do the puja. So he was very, very sad. So he was thinking, what will I do? How do I do the puja? We have done this regularly from so years. So I don't want to break the chain. Khandit ho jayegi puja. It's considered very inauspicious that whenever you have maintained some kind of rule in your life, that you should continue it without fail anytime. Hmm. So now he was worried how to arrange for this ash. So his wife, of course, she was always by his side. So she said, Look, I have a solution. She said, I will arrange for the ash. Yeah. You just start preparing the materials. So he was worried. He said, how will you arrange, where will you get it? So she said, no, you don't worry. I will arrange somehow. Said, no, 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 you have to tell me. I'm suspecting something is up in your mind. कुछ गड़बड़ करोगे तुम. So she said, look, क्या arrange करना? Ash, bhasmi. Hmm. So she said, look, I will burn our hut and I will step inside and burn myself, and then you can take the ashes and worship. So he said, no, no, no. He was refused flatly. You are my wife. I won't let you do it. What will I do without you? We have lived together. And look, this body has been given to serve the Lord only. So giving up the body will not serve the purpose. So she said, look, if my whole body can serve the Lord, then there is no better use for it. अगर मैं पूरा शरीर ही अपना दे सकती हूँ भगवान के लिए तो उससे बड़ा क्या हो सकता है. So describing it, she says a verse which is used in lot of Shiv puja. So पुष्पाणि संतु तव देव ममेन्द्रियाणि धूपो गर्भपुरइदं हृदयं प्रदीपः प्राणा हवीषी कर्णानि तवा क्षताश्च पूजा फलम वज्रतु संप्रतमेश जीवः. So pushpani santu tavadeva. Hey, oh Lord, I offer flowers to you in the form of mama indriyani, in the form of my sense organs. Dhupo garvu puridam. The dhoop I offer as this body itself, and my heart as the lamp. And prana havishi, the my pran I offer as my havi, and all my sense organs, all the other sense organs as the puja phalam, as the. So he, may first, what is the first point? May my sense organs become the flowers for your worship. Pushpani santu. So in the world also, no, we compare eyes to flowers, like the lotus-eyed person, Bhagwan is so Kamal Nayan. So same way, or the Mukh Kamal, Mukh Kamal khila hua, or Charan Kamal or Kar Kamal. So like that. So just like the also you can compare in this way, the smell of the flowers makes the mind happy. उसकी खुशबू से हम खुश हो जाते हैं. So similarly, the smell of offering of my sense organs will delight the Lord. So just like it brings the smell of the flowers, the sense organs also bring the knowledge of the objects, right? So Mahadev residing in us gets delighted by that knowledge. Whenever we walk the path of knowledge, Lord is happy with us. So hence the flowers are like sense organs. And like flowers also trap the insects. Sometimes when they close, then the indriyas, the sense organs also trap the objects as images and bring inside. वस्तु को अंदर लेके आते हैं. Similarly, every sense organ is being offered to the Lord as a flower. So she says, you tell me that the body will be gone. My husband has said, my body will be gone. Yeah, but my body will not end. मेरा शरीर तो, my body is like the agaru dhoop offered to the Lord. So if the dhoop burns and it reaches the nose of the Lord, then will it ever end? जो चीज ईश्वर को अर्पित हो गया वो तो खत्म ही नहीं होगा. So one who has a relation with the eternal, जिसने भी प्रभु से संबंध बना लिया, can he ever end? And then finally, my heart is like a lamp, just like the lamp emits light. So my heart forms thoughts that makes Ishvara the subject. मेरी वृत्ति ईश्वर को विषय करती है. My heart forms the thought that makes Ishvara the subject and glow in that light. So Shruti says he will be illumined in the cave of the heart. Ishvara will always be, in Kathopanishad we saw, no, that Ishvara will always be illumined in the cave of the heart. Guham pravishta. So Shruti space says speech cannot make the Lord your object. You cannot reach him by speech. शब्द से ईश्वर को नहीं आप वर्णन कर सकते. So and what you are trying to make the object of your speech, it is in Brahman. If you are saying describing something that cannot be Brahman. So if you make something an object of your eyes in the form of vision, it isn't Brahman. He will only be seen in the heart, Hridaya Guha mein. So my heart has been offered fully to Paramatma. So early the thoughts of the heart were directed to him, but there were always objects and impurities coming in between. Always some distraction coming in the way. So if something interjects between the Deva and worshipper, then that worship is considered khandit, broken. Something बीच में आ गया, राइट? सो माई हार्ट वर्शिप बट विदाउट any interruptions. No, because when there are interruptions, I have to start again. जब भी पूजा में कोई विघ्न आ जाता है, we have to start again. So, but today I offer my heart directly. So nothing is there to be intervening between me and the Lord. And next she says, I have to offer where नैवेद्यम. वो नैवेद्य भी चढ़ाना होता है उसमें, some sweet. So sweets will also be offered. So how will I leave this valuable prana life force? This life force, people think that living prana is the toughest. But Paramatma is dearer than prana. You say to someone you love also, prana priya. So Paramatma is even dearer than prana. Someone you love is prana priya. So my prana becomes the Naivedya today. I am offering my prana, and you say I am dying, but I say Paramatma is accepting me. That is what she tells her husband. Then further, next what? In puja, akshat is given, the rice. Akshat, chandan, etc. So my antakaran or the mind, intellect, memory, and ego, my antakaran is offered to the Lord today. And why akshat is represented here, I mentioned here, akshat is unbroken rice. Akshat is unbroken rice. And this is said here because Paramatma can only be offered the unbroken, undivided antakaran. जो शक्त विक्षत नहीं हुआ है अपनी इच्छाओं से, some mind that has not been split into parts by the ichhas, by our desires. So even for yajna also, today people, they will just offer any handful of rice, but in the earlier days they used to they take the rice and separate the akshat, the unbroken pieces. बहुत मेहनत लगती थी, and they used to work and they used to separate it out na. So someone who's just doing it for formality, karm kandi, he says that, look, 8 out of 10 rice are broken, 2 are good also, no? So it can be offered. So that is how they think. So the rest of the work will be done by Parvati Ma, wo apne aap beech baach rahi. So that is how they think. But the Gyan Kandi or the Bhakta will never do that. Huh? He will always, the Bhakta will try to give the best to the Lord. Huh? So therefore, Chandapatni says, my mind is Akshat. Because when we break the mind with the vasanas of the world, then it is kshat. Then it is shat. And it has shat मतलब किसी में बीच में parts हुए हुए हैं, उसमें घाव है, hole है. It has holes inside. So when we break the mind with the vasanas of the world, then it becomes kshat, or it has wounds like raga and desha. It becomes like a chalni. See, उसमें से जो डालो निकल जाता है. Mind is not able to hold on to that. So you put any amount of jnanam or knowledge in that mind which has all these leaks, kshata, then it will leak out. Huh? So Chandapatni says, my mind is not leaky. So once Paramatma sits here, he will not go away. कहीं नहीं जाने दूंगी मैं. Huh? So this full surrender of myself as a puja, if it generates some fruit, may it go to the jiva. This fruit, whatever fruit is being generated by this puja, let it go to the jiva. So how high is her thought that she is thinking clearly of herself as Atma, and even the jiva which is the parchai, the pratibimb of that chetna only, that Atma only, that also she said, that is not me. That is not me. तो जो फल है उस जीव को चला जाए, वो फल भी मुझे नहीं चाहिए. So she is also giving up. So she is separating herself basically from the jiva as ego, and has gone to the Lord as the offering. So if jiva exists, if he exists, then may he enjoy this fruit. Because for the Atma, jiva doesn't exist. So I am beyond action and fruit. Chidabhas, or the reflected consciousness, or jiva, is also an Atma, not self. From the standpoint of Sakshi, or the witness consciousness. So the experience of Jnani is not that liberation has happened. For him, the superimposition has gone, and whatever has gone is now liberated, because it can no longer be seen. It is not visible to the Jnani. The Jiva is gone for him. So therefore, now the wife has totally offered herself. The fire has burned, and the wife has disappeared. So then the Chand also, he went inside. He took the ashes very sadly with a broken heart. But he did the puja as per his wife's wishes and with her ashes. And then what they used to do after the puja, they used to dance together. They used to dance in the angan. And he started dancing. And just as he used to do every day. And just when he started dancing, he saw his wife also dancing with him. So he was surprised. Arey, tum kahan se aa gayi? Where have you come from? I saw you went in there and get burned. He said, what happened? So she said, I entered the fire, but I felt like it was all cold. The fire was cold. मुझे कुछ जलन जैसा फील ही नहीं हुआ. आई डिडंट फील लाइक आई वाज बीइंग burning. So when I opened my eyes, I saw you and I joined you in this dancing. I don't know where I went, but here I am. I see you and I have joined you. So now Bhagwan Shankara was watching this. It is his Leela only. He has done it. He's seeing it all. So he was watching all of this. So but then he came down. So then he came down and he said, "You must come with me." So they said, "Where?" So he said, "You are coming to me with me to Kailash. I will take you both in this body itself." So you are my most special bhaktas. There are very few people who can have this level of bhakti. So therefore, you are coming with me. And so this is the yajna offering of the Purusha. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, to offer your. So of course, no one is telling you to go and burn your body, but the whole thing is giving up ownership, giving up the body, the sense organs. That is giving up your ownership of all of them, right? When you are the sakshi, then how can you have any kind of identification with anything that is a projection? So this yajna offering, the Purusha is offering himself as the oblation, and it is done willingly and with love. Willingly and with love, very very important. Apni swechha se or prem se. So before this, a person thinks, I like such and such a thing, I want such and such a thing, or if I got something, I will use it myself. And then whatever is left, he offers to the world. Jo bacha kucha hai, the rest he offered. बट यज्ञ भाव इज ऑफरिंग व्हाट यू लाइक द मोस्ट. सबसे अच्छा जो लगता है वो ऑफर करना होता है. यू हैव टू ऑफर दैट टू द लॉर्ड. सो in the form of the world, the whole world you are ready to offer whatever the Lord is going to ask. With love you give it, you give your best to the one you love. Always, whoever you love, you give the best. So one cannot desire any fruit, not even liberation. If whenever you are asking, offering something to the Lord, in return you cannot aspire for any fruit, and least of all moksha, because that desire is also a desire. And Shankaracharya also says that keeping moksha as a desire will become an obstacle to moksha itself. So offer without expectation. How can you desire something that is your own? That is your own swarupa. So it's like, whenever you are trying to sleep, आप सोने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, and you think, I want to sleep, you will not sleep. नींद नहीं आएगी. So once the thought is there, it will disturb you. So you let go and it will come naturally. Therefore, to become this pradhan pashu in the of the yajna, means you have attained to that freedom. That is the main aim of this yajna, to attain that highest freedom. So same way, when we ask for something, whenever we are asking for any object or any desire of ours, the bhava is most important. So whenever we do karma and we get the phalam, we enjoy it as our prarabdha. ये हमने कर्म किया, ऐसे प्रारब्ध हमारा हो गया. This is for normal people. We're not talking about the spiritual ones. So when we ask for anything when we do karma, we get our prarabdha. But when we ask something as the Lord's blessing, then He also gives and we enjoy. But the difference is now in how we get it. I saw yesterday also we talked about in Kathopanishad that Lord is saying Yog Shem Vahamyam. The Lord will carry it to you. So with grace we receive this, and according to our whenever we receive something from the Lord, we saw that it has to be not just the Nam and Roop, but also the Swarup, Satchidanand Swarup also we are receiving. So the Lord is carrying to just. So now then we have to let go of our ego whenever this offering is being given to us by the Lord. Whatever is Lord is giving to us, we accept as a gift, and we accept it as the without any kind of ego. So there is a saying, प्रेम गली अति सकरी तामे दो न समाये जब मैं था तब हरि नहीं अब हरि है मैं नहीं. So this prem gali, this lane of love that is there, it is very very narrow. So two cannot go there. So when I was there, the Lord cannot come there. So my ego was there maybe जब मैं था. And when Lord is there, then I am not there. So therefore we have to look at this offering of ourselves into this yagya agni or this yagya fire as something that will lead us to uh, oneness with the Lord. So, what is this nature of the Lord? The Satchidanand Swarup. This Satchidanand Swarup is not seen by the eyes or perceived by any sense organs. हम इसको नहीं देख सकते. So it is an basically an object of the intellect enlightened by Shastra. So हर कोई intellect में नहीं आ सकता है. हर बुद्धि में नहीं आ सकता. It cannot come in any kind of intellect. So just like the mind is enlightened with the concept, so like if there is something you have to, there is you see an object, and you are seeing apples, mangoes, whatever, and there are 10 apples. So you count 1 to 10. So we saw in earlier also that this whenever you are seeing an object, then you have to objectify it by you can see and taste and smell the object, but the number concept can only be grasped by the one who knows how to count. So it is a concept of the brain. Yeah, it's concept of the intellect. So Paramatma is not an object of perception. Paramatma cannot be verified by the other means. So something that the Lord will be seen when you close the eyes, then Bhagwan najar aa jayenge, and or the sense organs are closed or kept inside. But how long will you close them? So when you open your eyes, the world will appear before you, and then you will see it as separate from yourself. Once you see it as separate from yourself, then you cannot see the Lord in the world. So that means you have limited God. आपने limit कर दिया. So therefore, we have to keep practicing the vision of seeing the Lord in every ounce of creation, every part of creation. So just like whenever we do some math sum, so we are taught a formula. स्कूल में हमें फॉर्मूला सिखा देते थे. So you have to practice the formula with different problems. So one formula is given, then you say a square plus b square is equal to c square, whatever the formula. Or you can say rather a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus twice ab. So whatever the formula is given, you will be given different numbers to try it out. So if you know the formula, then you will be given practice to verify that formula in different circular kinds of ways. So with practice, the formula, it's not that you are learning all the number combinations. You are learning the formula in a fixed way. आपको याद हो जाए formula. That is why it's taught in different formulas. Cos theta plus sin square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. So you will have to apply it with different kinds of problems. So with practice, the formula gets fixed in your mind. So someone who is a beginner, no, they are afraid. They will make mistakes initially. गलतियां हो जाएंगी. Some will come out wrong. But with practice, the formula gets memorized. Then what the teacher does, the teacher will twist the same problem you have done and makes you practice more. फिर उसको उल्टा पुल्टा घुमा फिरा के कराएगा. So now for us, what is the formula when you are in the path of spirituality? Brahman is Satchidanand Swarupa. That is the formula. Simple formula. So different thoughts arise in the mind. Different vrittis. When different thoughts arise in the mind, formula has to be applied to those thoughts. Different vrittis are coming. So whenever a negative vritti is born, then apply the formula to it again and to see how that is also Brahman. So someone abused you, किसी ने गाली दी, someone insulted you, or someone made a false allegation against you, गलत आपको बोल दिया. So then you have to prove that how this abuse also is Brahman. This negativity is also Brahman. That is the test. That is the test. So this is how it is. So how it is still Satchidanand Swarupa, that you have to verify with all the negative vrittis also. By practice, your formula also gets perfected. So this, if all this universe is in front of you, when it is in front of you, it is given in different forms for you to practice. ये आपकी practice है. This whole universe that is therein, and whatever interactions you do with it, every interaction you have to turn into the formula to solve how every interaction means this is Satchidanand Brahma. So till the formula has been fully memorized. So just knowing, no, ज्ञानी आजकल सभी है. Everyone is ज्ञानी है. You try to teach Vedanta to many people, no, most of them know. Most of them know these basic concepts. You try to teach them. But when you try to go into specifics, then they will all have khichdi. They will not. I have seen so many people, know, they talk a lot of big, big things. But when you ask something, some basic kind of questions about tattvas, they will be floundering. So just knowing the formula is not enough. When you do maths in school, when you are solving a sum, then you have to do the steps also, na? You can't skip the step and give the answer right away. Steps to karne padenge. You are given marks also for the steps. Sometimes, no, so if you are skipping some steps, then marks will be cut. So in this case also, no, for uh, this spiritual test also, you have to do all the steps. So some books, they have a solution at the end. Some kids, though, they cheat. They see the answer at the end, and the teacher is asking, and they quickly look, and there's this over smart kid. He turns the pages, he sees the solution, and he just solves the question and writes it up. So he thinks I have solved it without hard work. बिना मेहनत के मैंने कर दिया बहुत अच्छे से. And he also gets praise from the teacher also. बहुत अच्छे, बहुत अच्छे. But then exam come and he's stuck. He makes mistakes and he fails because he hasn't learned the method of solving the problem. Just knowing the solution is not enough. In the same way, whatever is happening in the world, the solution is Brahman only. The answer is Brahman only. But when a student is asked about any object or situation and he knows the answer, so he will say, when he will say, indeed, everything is Brahman only. He has memorized the answer, so Guru is happy. But he hasn't learned the method of solving through sadhana. You have to learn the method to solving through sadhana. So when raga, dvesha, moha, matsarya, krodh, kam, all of these come, no? So they come in our minds. Then, of course, everyone will say answer is that Brahman only. But that knowledge will not help him solve the problem of the negative emotions. The problem will stay as it is. Just बोलने से नहीं हो जाता. क्रोध तो फिर भी रह ही गया ना. काम तो रह ही गया. Problem will stay at is and will trouble him also. The motive of self knowledge is that the problem should not trouble you. The situation should not trouble you. So sometimes he will run after raga and dvesha. Sometimes he will run after lobha and moha. Just remembering the answer won't help. But someone who has done sadhana knows that how do you treat raga? When raga comes, he has to see nothing is separate from me. So if everything is Brahman, that means I cannot desire something, I cannot run after it, or if I don't get it, it is not meant for me. It is something that is my own play only. So therefore, running after it is not required, and therefore I should not have raga. So his rejection of raga is by knowledge, jnaan se, by following the right steps. But just if someone doesn't know the step, then he will say, yes, इसमें तो Brahmi ही है, but still he will desire the object. Still he will run after the object. So therefore, answer is known to many people, but someone who knows the steps to reach this answer, that person only will be established in Brahman. One who knows the answers and not the steps, when he falls into sorrow, whenever dukkha comes, actual problem situation comes, the answer will not help him get out of it. He doesn't know the steps. So there was once there was a brahmachari in Kashi. He had learned everything under his guru, so he knew everything about spirituality. मैं आत्मा हूँ, नैनम छिद्यन्ति शस्त्राणि, नैनम दहति पावक. इसको आत्मा को ना शस्त्र मार सकते हैं, ना अस्त्र मार सकते हैं. So he had learned all of that. So he thought that now this knowledge is very, very well known to me. So it happened that he had to have an operation. So because he had to have this operation, so he went to the operation theater and he told the doctor that, oh, look, I have learned so much, so I know that this body is not me and all that. So therefore, you don't need to put anesthesia for me. Anesthesia ke bina kar do operation. I can do it. So the doctor said, it's very, very tough. This is not a simple operation. You will be extreme pain. How do you think? So he said, no, the pain belongs to the body only. No. So he has learned the solution. He hasn't done sadhana. So when he finally went inside, he saw the blood on some of the sleeves. He saw all the happening. He saw the big that instrument that they are going to use to cut him open. And then he was suddenly scared. And then just as they were about to cut, no, stop. So you can give me anesthesia. No? So just knowing is not enough. No? That you cannot. Yes, there are some people who can do it. I've literally seen a person. Both of us went to a hospital, and he had come to cut the stitches and all, and also take out those metal pieces. And my wife, she was watching, and he was not crying, she was crying. So because he, without any, any kind of emotion, he let the doctor cut it and open it and take it out. That kind of, so some people have that courage, no, they have developed that resilience. So just knowing physically, no, it's not enough. So therefore, the answer being known, the steps have to also be practiced. So same way, when the people of the in the world, they face sorrow, they will say, "To whom belongs the sorrow? How can this sorrow come to me? I am Atma, hence the sorrow is not mine. So it belongs to the body." But they have, but they have not done sadhana. So the sorrow is still being experienced. If it was actually the knowledge was there, the sorrow would not happen. Of course, pain can happen, but pain में sorrow is different thing. Pain can happen, but sorrow, not having sorrow is different. Pain is happening to the body. The whatever is the doctor is doing, you will do. Take the anesthesia. Don't avoid the anesthesia. So, therefore, uh, the whatever, whenever you have done sadhana, you are able to take your mind away from the pain, and you feel less of the pain, of course, if you have this practice. So they other people, they don't have practice. So what happens to such a person? No, actually, from being looking for that highest knowledge, from being Advait, he becomes actually Advaitvadi. So Anand Rupa Brahman is me, but there is another Prarabdha Brahman. एक प्रारब्ध करके ब्रह्म है, जो मेरे से भी तगड़ा है, who is stronger than me, and the answer comes out wrong in the end, na. So the Anand Swarup me, Anand Brahman becomes Prarabdha Brahman. So he blames it on Prarabdha, because of Prarabdha it has come. But Prarabdha will come to whom? Prarabdha किसको आता है? शरीर मन बुद्धि को. So Prarabdha comes to the mind and body. And so therefore, the answer comes out wrong. Answer should have been Brahman, but the answer has come out as Prarabdha. So while talking, the answer was right, but during the exam, the answer has come right. Prarabdha Brahman has come as the answer. So then he learns that knowing the answer by cheating is not enough. It's not enough. So Shruti says, use these seven vices. So Kama, Krodh, Rag, Dvesh, Lobh, Moh, Matsarya, all these seven vices. Use these seven vices to practice your jnanam on the different objects. Use this every time such thought comes, no, welcome it. अब मेरे में आया राग, अच्छा तो इसको मैं सीधा करता हूँ, मैं सीखता हूँ. लेट मी लर्न how I can think of it as Brahman. How we can, or how the knowledge that I am Brahman I can use to remove this thought. क्यों आया thought मेरे में? So therefore, getting the right answer through practice is what we call pushti. Poshanam. That is the poshanam, posha we saw. So that pushti, that is the strengthening of the self-knowledge. So once this poshanam is there, we get atmavalam. We are able to hold on to atmagyanam. So in spiritual knowledge, just the agni is not enough. And igniting the knowledge within you is not enough. Atma balam is also the next step. So when raga, etc., confront you, you take it as an opportunity to practice. Take raga, dvesha, etc., all the seven. Take all of them as an opportunity to practice and perfect your knowledge. So one with lots of practice of maths, no, they get the answer instantly as soon as the question is asked. He has all the steps memorized. So 2 cubed is 8, 3 cubed is 27, or 7 cube is 343. We go to the tougher one. No? When we were small, our teachers used to ask us to memorize all these. No, squares from 2 to 30, cubes from 3 to 30, from 1 to 30. Sorry. And so on. All of them we used to memorize, so that whenever a problem used to come, that answer used to be immediately there in our mind. All the calculations. When I started working with my dad in the office, so he would ask me to do the totals. So there is a huge line of numbers, and we have to do the total. All figures in, say, 4 or 5 figures, 10,000, 1 lakh, and that 20, 30. So we used to have a race. So he would do on the calculator, and I would be asked to do mentally. And so we had to win that race. So we had to do that calculation very, very quickly so that that calculation is done before the and you can do it because mind is so fast. Once you train it, no, you can do that total so fast. At times, just scanning that list of number, you can mentally reach the total. With practice, it comes. With practice, it definitely comes. So once you train the mind to do this, for someone who's selling something cloth, he knows after some time, some practice, no, he will say, how much is the cost? 54.75 meter. Okay. How much is the cost? 350 per meter. So he'll calculate, 54.75 mentally he'll calculate. So 50 into 350, okay, 14,000. And so quickly he will reach 19,162.5. Calculation is done. That is how it happens. No, like I do calculations whenever I'm driving a car. I'm factorizing all the numbers in front of me, all the vehicle numbers in front of me mentally. So that practice, it gives you, that assurance that you can calculate. So he doesn't need to calculate with a calculator because his practice is very, very strong. So a person with lots of practice, he doesn't need time to get the answer. He will answer instantly, and his answer is always right. So some people need a calculator, but there are some calculations even a calculator cannot make. You have to do a reverse calculation of interest. First, you have to know the formula. You have to then feed according to that formula. You have to feed into the calculator, uh, and then you can do it. But if your maths is fast, like some who have learned Vedic maths also, they can quickly do that calculation, right, without using the calculator. There is a story, during the time of the atom bomb manufacturer. Oppenheimer was one of the chief scientists at there. So what he used to do was, his theory part was very, very strong. Hmm. His theory was very, very strong, and he would then first enumerate the theory, and then he would develop mathematical models for that theory. So he had a very close friend who was much, much senior to him, of course. His name was Schwartz. So he had also come from Germany. So this Schwartz guy was brilliant mathematician. Huh. So Oppenheimer, every day he used to do all these studies and all. No, he was studying the structure of atom, the probability of building an atom bomb. And so when he did these calculations, Schwartz would always come to him, and he would ask him for the mathematical formulation, and this guy would immediately develop. So they were a team, and they would do things, everything together. So once what happened was that Schwartz was not well. He was old. He was 90 plus already at that time. And the other scientist said, what are you doing with this old guy? Why don't you feed it? Computers have come these days. Do feed that data in there and you will get your answer. So he fed that data. But at the end, the computer calculated that his theory was wrong. So he had to discard the theory. So then ultimately he was very sad. He started working on new theory. And when Schwartz got well, he came back and then he said, no, your theory is right. There is some steps that have to be added to the calculation. You didn't feed the correct data to the computer. And then when he found that, then they found that it was right. So all the time the machine is also not right. So the machine cannot definitely be right. So our machine is what? Our machine is the mind. Man and buddhi. So this mind and intellect are our machines. So only depending on the mind and intellect, it might get us a wrong answer. But if our knowledge of self as the nature of Ananda or Anandrupata is strong, then the answer will come out correct always. So better than a calculator where you might put a wrong formula also. So do abhyasa in all situations, and then you will reach your nature as Anand, or you can say the Anand Rupta. Then you will become what we call Rayas Posha. You will have this, you will also always have that self-knowledge shining within you. Right? And the next step they say is Supraja Suviryaha. So your progeny, your children will be the best. So for a king, the praja is what? The praja is the people he rules over, right? But what is our praja? Our praja is our sense organs and our mind. They are our praja. So therefore, the thoughts are our praja, and the all these sense organs are our praja, and the thoughts are the praja of the mind. Mind ki praja thoughts hai. So if the ruler is good, then the senses will also be good. The ruler is good, the senses will always also be good. So once this knowledge is fixed within us, this knowledge we can use to make our sense organs very, very alert. Very, very alert, and then our transactions in the world will be as per the self knowledge. So as when our practice is strong, practice is right, we have the formula right, we have the steps right, then whenever rag dvesha come, whenever any problems from the world come, we will be able to handle them very, very nicely, right? So we'll wind up for today. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Tat Sat.